Okay, let's see what's going on here.
Your kind killed the most holy.
Ah, mages and
Lies.
Templars.
Your kind let her die. Shut your mouth, mate!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you
This guy.
done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
We've already done good work. Okay, let's see. Hello, I'm back. Are you happy to see me, Chancellor? Guess not.
Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them back to order.
Who?
This
You?
guy.
Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave.
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
It did.
If the proper authority hadn't completely failed, the Conclave wouldn't have been needed.
So you suggest I blame the Chantry and exalt a murderer? What of justice?
That
We'll
won't
get
help
justice.
Restore order in the here and now.
Order will never be restored so long as this rebellion is allowed to fester.
Oh, so you think we're rebels now, do you? Man, can we just... we need to be diplomatic about this.
Remind me, why are you allowing the Chancellor to stay?
Clearly, your Templar knows where to draw the line.
He's toothless. There's no point turning him into a martyr simply because he runs at the mouth. The Chancellor's a good indicator of what to expect in Val Royeaux, however.
Interesting. Yeah, man. Hopefully, with Giselle's support, we can help the Chantry see reason.
How widespread is the violence between mages and Templars?
Impossible to say.
Your organization flouting the Chantry's authority will not help matters.
With the Conclave destroyed, I imagine the war between mages and Templars is renewed with interest.
It has. I've been there. It's messy.
The mages and Templars are fighting, even though we don't know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
Exactly why all this should be left to a new divine. If you are innocent, the Chantry will establish it as so.
Or
Nope.
we'll be happy to use someone as a scapegoat.
You think nobody cares about the truth? We all grieve Justinia's loss.
But you won't grieve if the Herald of Andraste is conveniently swept under a carpet.
Yeah, and if you guys grieve and pout and moan, well, you do that while we get things done.
I'll make sure they see reason in Val Royeaux.
I pray you're right.
Yeah, well, we're not going there yet. We do have a few other things to do in the hinterlands before we go. I have returned!
Though you had granted them power over the very Fade itself, though they sang hymns of praise unending, though they could do anything.
Ah, Giselle!
Knave wishes to verify that the infections have decreased in number.
Yes. Nothing.
Thank you for your help. Tell me, are you happy this way, with everything you feel and dream?
Oh, is it tranquil?
I no longer talk to dragons. I see. Make her go with you.
Though you had
Oh, so she was dangerous because she could talk to dragons. Oh, what a shame.
hymns of praise
Well, let's talk to Mother Giselle before we stop.
anything. They destroyed
Greetings, Herald of Andraste.
created
How fares your quest to seal the breach?
nothing.
I'm trying my best.
I'm doing everything within my power.
A task, such as closing the breach, is a heavy burden. I hope you do not carry it alone. We remember Andraste, but Andraste did not carry the Chant of Light alone. She had generals, advisors, even her husband for a time. Do everything within your power, but remember those who would help you.
Oh, that's good, but I'm not a herald. I keep telling people this, but they keep not listening to me.
I thought I made it clear that I'm not the Herald of Andraste.
I understand. Whatever you believe, there remains a task to be done. If the faith of the people is nothing but a tool, then I beg you to use it well. We will all perish if you do not.
Okay, so...
In any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
I can't promise anything. You know what? Let's tell me a little bit about the Inquisition.
Can you tell me about the original Inquisition?
The original Inquisition was formed after the First Blight, well before the Chantry as we know it. The Inquisitors were hunters, zealots, who tracked and killed cultists and dangerous mages.
Paladins.
As Andraste rose to power, the Inquisition came into her service. Instead of hunting those who would do harm, the Inquisitors spread the chant of light by force.
Yeah, so that's horrible.
It must be difficult to follow the chant of light knowing how it's spread.
Indeed. I have always believed that the Maker wished us to spread the chant of light by example, not violence.
Yeah, that's better. Crusading never ends well.
Once the chant of light had spread far and wide, there was less need for zealots. The Inquisitors became the seekers of truth, and eventually the Templars.
We're more zealous than the Templars and the Seekers. I suppose that explains Cassandra.
You know what impresses me most about the
Oh,
original
Cassandra.
Inquisition? They fought horrific battles, killed and died for their cause, and when it was time, they put their swords away.
A noble
Perhaps
thing to do.
the name was divine, Justinia's message. That when the Inquisition is needed, it will strike without mercy. But when its work is done, it will put its sword away.
Yeah. Abusing power is never good. It's so easy to, when you're in a position of power, to keep that power. Not for the people, but for yourself. And letting go of that power makes you stronger than any dictator would ever be.
How are the people doing after what happened at the Conclave?
They are scared, of course. Many have lost homes or loved ones. I doubt many will sleep well until you have sealed the breach. I have offered what help I can. The rest is for the Inquisition. What more do you wish to know?
Yeah, how are the people at Haven?
How are the villagers in Haven doing?
They are terrified. Many of them came here because the war between the Mages and the Templars destroyed their homes. In their minds, the death of the Divine has destroyed any chance of peace. To that, add the breach. Farmers have fled their fields. If we do not restore order, half of Thedas may starve.
Oh, okay, I have 9 ram meat, so I think the starvation thing is okay. It's okay. I got that under wraps.
Do you have information on people elsewhere?
The refugees in the hinterlands are desperate. Without help, starvation or war will claim many lives. Villagers in Crestwood are besieged by their own dead.
Ooh.
They have sent word begging for assistance.
I want to go there.
People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise de Lyon. It may be demons or something worse, but they are
Oh, a good
terrified.
mystery.
More than that I cannot say. It is a chaotic time for all in Olay and Ferelden.
This is why we can't really stay in hinterlands forever, because we want to go to these places and explore. We can always come back to hinterlands later. But we do have at least one more excursion to do in hinterlands. We need to kill some mercenaries, and we need to get some hides and meat for the refugees.
What are you doing to help these people?
My sisters and I have been tending to the injured as best we are able.
Very good.
Some refugees come with food, while others arrive empty-handed. I have helped ensure that all have enough to eat. Beyond that, many simply wish the familiar comfort of the Chant of Light. It is little enough work to offer some comfort to those in pain.
It's good to see that some of the Chantry are still on our side.
Farewell.
Maker go with you.
I mean, regardless how I feel about the Chant and the Maker, it is a powerful force.
You return.
I do. I had more questions. Who will be the next Divine?
Do you know who the Grand Clerics will choose as the next Divine?
It is a difficult decision. All the obvious candidates perished with divine Justinia at the Conclave. The Grand Clerics are terrified of the Inquisition. They will not decide soon, and I fear they will not decide wisely. Whoever is chosen needs the Inquisition's support. No one else seems likely to seal the breach.
I could be the next Grand Cleric. How hard can it be?
I don't believe I've had the chance to speak candidly with a revered mother. Can you tell me about the Chantry?
I presume you mean deeper questions about the organization itself. I trust the Chantry at Ostwick taught you the basics.
Yeah, kinda. Didn't listen all that much.
What is your stance on magic?
Andraste put it simply. Magic must serve man, not rule over him. However, those words must be put into the proper historical context. Andraste led a rebellion against the Tevinter Imperium, whose magisters controlled most of the world at the time. Even then, she never called for all mages to be put to death. She believed in peaceful coexistence.
Context is so important in religious beliefs. And if both religious and non-religious people talk about religion without context, it just becomes a mess.
I don't recall the Chantry being as tolerant of magic as you describe.
No. The Chantry is an imperfect vessel, pulled in every direction by those who would steer its course. Yet the Templars rebelled precisely because divine Justinia was not restrictive enough. Perhaps the Inquisition will find a better way.
As I've said before, I'm a traditionalist. I like tradition and the old ways, but if they don't work, they need to be destroyed or torn down and be rebuilt into something that do work.
Why does the Chantry allow only human women to become priestesses?
The official doctrine is that elves and dwarves have turned further from the Maker than humanity. And as for men, the chant holds that they are more vulnerable to anger or passion. But in truth, it is simply political, added after Andraste's death, like too many of our beliefs.
I like that she's pretty open-minded.
If you don't believe these restrictions are what Andraste wanted, why haven't you tried to change them?
Has the current state of the world not taught you the folly of fighting too many battles at once? I chose to use what power I had to help peasants forgotten by the nobles of Orlais. I believed there would be time to address their inequality under the Chantry once we had saved them from starving.
Again, like 9 ram meat, so I'm guessing their salvation is pretty close. Can't you be the next Grand Cleric? You seem much more open-minded and less political, and you use less political maneuvering to get your way. You seem like a nice gal.
There were calls for an exalted march to put down the Mage Rebellion. What was your opinion?
It was ignorant gossip. An exalted march only succeeds when it carries the will of the people. Even then, it cannot be undertaken lightly. People are too easily frightened. We cannot destroy everything they fear. An exalted march is justified only against a true threat to this whole world. It is an offense to the Maker to use it as a political bludgeon.
Nice.
Or as a means of spreading the chant of light.
Good. You know, this girl gets it. And I like that. I'm happy the Inquisition has her. It's a chaotic world right now, and right now it seems like the Inquisition is the only thing that has taken a step backwards to view the whole picture, to think logically and with reason instead of just going with what you know and not question anything. Because I think since we attract people like Giselle, I think that proves it, that we are more willing to change things than other people. Because we can see that it doesn't work. The way they think doesn't work.
What about the exalted march that conquered the elves?
That is a hotly debated matter in some circles of the Chantry.
Oh?
The elves had conquered Montsemard, and threatened Val Royeaux itself. They were not helpless victims. But even then, Orlais was the only nation to provide troops. It was hardly an exalted march of all the faithful. The Maker wishes his world to spread by example, not by war. We win no converts with blood.
Well, if that might be true, but I'm guessing that's why you have the Inquisition now. So if you don't want to get your hands dirty, I will. Because sometimes, you have... Some people are bad. Like these Templars and these rebel majors. And they might need to be put down to get a new order. Again, that's why we have the Inquisition.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Nice conversation. Okay, we need to summon the War Council to build those watchtowers. Oh, this is new. In the perks menu, you can select perks that provide unique benefits to your party. The number of available perks points is shown.
That's nothing
here.
to do with fairness. We simply can't accommodate them if they bring that many servants.
I will speak to the Duchess. She can be reasoned with, after a fashion.
Forces, endurance training fit for a soldier. Okay. Underworld knowledge, detailed study of underworld customs and their brutal but practical applications. Opens up new dialogue options related to criminal activities. And grants a 50% XP for each codex entry unlocked. Oh, this is so cool! So, whatever I do here can open up new options for my conversations. A methodology developed by an Elysian Blade Master and used by Chevaliers to analyze their own performance in combat. Grants a 5% increase in XP earned from killing foes. Okay. Secrets. We have one perk. Arcane Knowledge. A detailed study of magic and the places and creatures that interact with it. Opens up new dialogue options related to the Fade or Arcane studies. And 50% for each codex entry unlocked. Optimal Cutting. Detailed studies show how to get the maximum usable harvest from each plant. More herbs. Eagle-Eyed. Training in spotting whether pattern breaks in nature or in civilization. Grants this a significant increase to this discovery range of searching action. We don't need that just now. Connections. Oh, this is so cool. Training in the fine arts of persuasion. Detailed study of politics, rhetoric, and those who wield them to best effect. Opens up new dialogue options related to nobles and politics. Grants 50% XP for each entry unlocked in the codex. Sterling reputation. Thanks to a few well-placed acquaintances and a carefully crafted reputation, merchants will pay the Inquisition 10% more for their items sold. Okay. Favor for a favor. From an expanding network of contacts among artisans, suppliers, and noble patrons, merchants will offer the Inquisition a 10% discount. Okay. Rare stocks. Inquisition procurers can leverage the organization's reputation to purchase a shipment of rare and valuable raw materials for crafting. I mean, getting a perk that gets us XP for codex entries is pretty good if we get it pretty fast. Which means, we get XP for a longer time, if that makes sense. Because we have more codex entries to unlock. So, and I do like nobility. And Garrett himself is a noble. And I also like that it opens up new dialogue options. So I'm going to go with nobility knowledge. I think. Wait, there's one more. Yeah, Inquisition. History knowledge. Detailed study of Theta's past. Opens up new dialogue options related to history and the Chantry. Okay. Uneven tailoring. Inventory capacity by 15. Nice. What's this? Oh, we need uneven tailoring for this. Okay. Tempered glass flasks. Add one more potion slot for party members. So, if I do this, what do we need for this? Oh. And, okay, nobility knowledge. Bam. Okay. Address the Chantry in Valrio. Cost 4. Well, let's not open up that yet. Build watchtowers. The refugees in the hinterlands face threats from bandits, demons, apostate mages, and Templar deserters. Building watchtowers in the area will help Inquisition forces ensure the safety of the refugees and farmers. The appropriate building sites have already been marked by this guy. There are nobles near Redcliffe who will gladly help the Inquisition if we make them an offer. My soldiers will have those towers up in short order. Yeah, let's go with Colin. Let's not force our nobles to do things just yet. Go.
To work?
To work. 48 minutes. Oh. We got some gold. Thank you. Scout the storm coast. Address a nobleman's concern. Your Inquisition says its order against chaos, reason in darkness. If you stand by this, come forth and drive... Yeah, okay, so this guy wants to drive refugees from his land, because we're the Inquisition, and if we do this, he will be rewarding us. But I don't like this guy. He doesn't have compassion, basically, for the refugees. Yeah. A pariah even among his peers. Let us send a polite refusal and nothing more. Do it, Josephine. Completed with secrets available. Rescue soldiers missing in Ferelden. Yeah, this is another hub. Let's do some more hinterlands before we go there. So, Liliana, bam.
Let's see what we have.
Very well. Good work, everyone. And I believe that's a good place to stop the set for now. Next time, we'll be doing some rest and recovery, talking to people, craft, sell, buy, maybe respec our characters, we'll see. But if you've been watching, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.